Hey, what you doing right now? We're going to talk about confidence. And I'm not talking about the surface level confidence, the fake it till you make it confidence. I want to talk about the confidence that God has given you. What you doing right now? Welcome back to the channel. You know I'm nosy. I want to know if you're in the pickup line, picking up your kids, if you're out having coffee, if you're sitting in a coffee shop and you decided, let me see what Confidently Aligned community talking about today. You know I'm nosy, so tell me what you're doing. So I found a scripture to help with confidence. And it's 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. And I'm going to read it to you, okay? It says, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of sound mind." That's 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. So when we're talking about confidence today, we're not talking about the surface level confidence. We're not talking about the confidence where you're going to fake it till you make it. We're talking about the type of confidence that comes from knowing who you are and who God created you to be. That's what we're going to talk about. God has not given you a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of sound mind. Deep down, let's be honest. How many times have you second guessed yourself? How many times have you actually let fear stop you? How many times have you actually overthought something and you let fear get in the way of you actually doing the thing that brought you joy, that you know that it's living in your purpose, but you let fear stop you from doing it? Whether it was fear of judgment, it was fear of scared that you was going to fail the first time, it was fear of you're thinking that you don't know enough. Something. You overthought it and you just didn't do it. How many times have you done that? And how did it make you feel? And the crazy part is, we act like fear is like normal. Fear is not normal. We act like being unsure, being hesitant, being stuck in our head is like a part of life. No. 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7, it's telling you that fear is not from God. It's not. So if fear isn't from God, then where is fear coming from? That's a good question. Very good question. If God didn't give us fear, then that means fear is something that we picked up along the way. Because think about it, as kids, as a child, you wasn't afraid to try something new. You wasn't afraid to speak your mind. You wasn't afraid to dance in public, to dream big. I mean, as a kid, I knew I wanted to be a lawyer. I wanted to be a model. I wanted to be a school teacher. I know you did. I know out of one of those three, you wanted to be one of those. Because, I mean, back in the day when I was growing up, everybody wanted to be a lawyer. And we'll say it out loud. We're going to be a lawyer. I'm going to be a dancer. And we did not care what anybody thought of us. We had big dreams. But somewhere along the way, you picked up, and so did I, picked up fear. And it could be maybe from past failures. It could be from people telling us and telling you that you weren't good enough. Or maybe even from society making us feel like before we get started doing anything, before you get started doing anything, that you got to be perfect. Or when you do it, it's got to be perfection. And that's not true. And God is telling you He did not put that in you. What He put in you is power, love, and a sound mind. So say that again. God put in me power, love, and a sound mind. When we're talking about power, we're talking about authority. You are not weak. You are not small. What you are is you're capable. Society will tell you you can't have the power because you're too old. You should have started when you was younger. Or you're too young. You need to wait until you get some life experience. I'm going to say no to both of those. And let's talk about love. When we talk about love, that means you are operating from a place of strength, not insecurity. Because when you move in love, you move with confidence. Think about that for a minute. When you move in love, you move with confidence. Because if you're someone who's on social media, you work a 9 to 5, you're in the service industry and you're thinking about other people, how can I serve this person today? How can I make this person happy? How can I help this person with their finances? How can I help this person be more confident? You're coming from a place of love. You're coming from a place of, how can I help you? And by doing that, you are showing up with confidence. Because first of all, you're not making it about you. You're making it about the other person. When you're talking about a sound mind, we're talking about your mind being stable. You don't have to be anxious. You don't have to overthink everything or live in confusion. Just do it. So many of you out there want to start a business, but you're hesitant. You're overthinking it. Instead of just starting, you want to make that post instead of just hitting the post. You don't have to do a bunch of editing. Just hit the post. But you're overthinking, what if I get negative comments? You're overthinking it. What if my friends or my family see and they're going to ask, girl, what are you doing? Hit the post. Stop overthinking it. Stop living in confusion. Because when you truly believe that God has given you the power, the love, and the sound mind, your whole posture changes. It does. Actually, you stop tiptoeing over your purpose. No more tiptoeing. You stop asking for permission to be great. You start showing up differently with a smile, with confidence, and because you know that you're living in your purpose. Yes, your friend may have a PhD. Your friend may be talking online. Your friend may have done a cookbook and you're cooking fried chicken on the stove. Your friend may be getting ready to perform on stage. So what? You have your own gift. You have your own talent, power, love, and a sound mind, and showing up with confidence. Don't overthink it and don't be anxious about anything. So the question is, why do you keep letting fear stand in your way? Why? Why are you letting fear run the show? Fear doesn't deserve to run the show. Fear doesn't even deserve a seat at your table. How many times have you let fear talk you out of doing something that you know you should be doing, that you know it's living in your purpose, it's living in your truth, but you let fear talk you out of it? So what your video is not, you feel is not as good as the next person. Consistency. The more you show up, the better you're going to get. When you start believing that God has put this in you, He has given you the talent to show up, you're going to show up differently. It's going to be a flow like no other. So when you start your business, when you start your YouTube channel, when you start posting on Instagram, TikTok, when you start living in your purpose, speaking your truth, it's going to be something amazing. But if you let fear keep stopping you from starting that business, starting your YouTube channel, speaking your truth, living in your purpose, a year is going to go by and you're going to wake up and you're going to be still in the same spot you're in right now. And that's not something that you want. So here's what I've learned. Fear doesn't stop bad things from happening. What fear stops is growth. Fear don't want you to grow. Fear don't want you to be really, really good. Fear wants you to doubt yourself. Fear wants you to be just so nervous that you keep sitting in the same spot. So fear isn't protecting you. What fear is doing, fear is actually paralyzing you. That's what it's doing. It's not protecting, it's paralyzing. So fear is actually keeping you from becoming who you were created to be. And I said created, who you were created to be. And the enemy loves that. Because if he can keep you stuck in your fear, you will never step into your purpose. If the enemy can keep you stuck in fear, you will never step into your purpose. Because 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7 is literally telling us you don't have to live like that. So here's a challenge for you. What would you do if you wasn't afraid? What is the thing that you've been putting off because fear keeps whispering, what if? What if? So let me tell you one thing. Fear may show up, but fear doesn't get to make the decision. Not anymore, because you're moving with power, love, and a sound mind. That's what you're doing. Fear no longer deserves a seat at your table. Let me know one thing you're committed to do that you've been afraid of. You've decided, I'm about to hit that submit button. I'm about to go register for that class. I am about to start a YouTube channel because I want to help someone with my story. People say people don't want to hear about your story. They want to hear about how you solve their problems. But your story may solve their problems. That's just my opinion. Your story may be the solution to their problem. So again, let me know. Let me know what you're committing to. So if this message resonated with you, if you felt that it helped you in any type of way, leave me a comment. Subscribe so you won't miss another message from the Confidently Aligned community, because I'm Erica. I am your confidence mentor, and I'm here to help you show up and shine without apology. I'm here to let you know that God created you and put a talent in you that you've been putting off. You've been having it put on the shelf and wrapped up so pretty that you don't want to unwrap it, but now you're ready to unwrap it. Because you know you can move with power, love, and a sound mind. Share this if you know someone that is doubting themselves, that's living in fear. And I will see you on the next message. Bye.